Allow me to tell you my name. I am...
You stupid!
Oh no! I blew it!
Gohan. If you were someone who grew up watching Dragon Ball Z, then there's a good chance that Gohan was a character that you very much resonated with. As many of you might know, the creator of Dragon Ball, Akira Toriyama, originally planned for Gohan to take over the role of main character, but then that idea got scrapped partway through the Buu saga, simply because adult Gohan was deemed unfit to lead that role. However, I like to believe that there's a little bit more to it than that. You know, nowadays people aren't too fond of adult Gohan. They say he sucks, especially in the early Buu saga. He was much stronger as a teen. And I believe that there's a good reason for that, because Gohan is literally the epitome of potential. It's what he represents. Essentially, children are nothing but potential. At least, that's what teen Gohan represents. But who and what exactly is Gohan? I think it's safe to say that a lot of us saw ourselves in the character Gohan. Well, for starters, when we're first introduced to Gohan, we learn that Gohan wants to become a scholar and has no interest in fighting whatsoever. Which is a key thing to remember. Gohan not wanting to fight has been part of his character this whole time. Regardless, Gohan ends up becoming a formidable fighter amongst all these washed up Z fighters. Cause sometimes even when you're young, you gotta do things you don't wanna do in order to learn and thrive in life. You gotta be disciplined. Which is only natural because he spent his whole childhood fighting, and was given the right opportunities. Now, everybody praises Teen Gohan for being badass and such a good fighter. Yet when he transitions into his adult Gohan arc, he ends up being more like adult child. He's just goofy and awkward in a charming way, of course. The fandom almost despises him. Here we have Gohan in a slice of life anime, but people don't think it's truly Gohan-esque. I personally love it. I think his superhero persona is just great, because it's a sense of self-discovery. Gohan has to go through the hardships of growing up. He's socializing, going on dates, studying, and working. Essentially, when you're young, you have potential, because you can do a lot of things. You can be whatever you want. However, when you get older, you realize that there are things you can't do anymore when you were younger. The whole saving the world thing is a thing in the past. Gohan needs to find his identity. Gohan needs to be someone. Fighting is silly and it's not gonna get him anywhere in life. Sure, he could make a living as a world's best martial artist, but is that really ethical to him? And naturally, the father shows the son that there is something worth seeking for and struggling for. You know, one of my favorite scenes in Dragon Ball Z is when Teen Gohan is ready to give up against Cell. But Goku clears Gohan's doubts and says something along the lines of, "You won't be able to become a great scholar if Cell destroys the Earth." It's very wholesome because it shows that Goku recognizes and acknowledges the path that his son Gohan wants to take. I mean, yeah, if Gohan were older and continued training, he would arguably just be nothing more than a Goku clone. Probably a hot take. Personally, I think the key difference between them is that Goku has an optimistic mentality in which he always wants to break his limit and go even further beyond. Meanwhile, Gohan has a more realistic approach in which he's satisfied with being normal. I believe that adult Gohan symbolizes the concept of sacrifice. In order to establish yourself in this world, you gotta make sacrifices. In Gohan's case, he had to sacrifice becoming the best fighter. And that's okay, because it's never been about that. He understands that he doesn't need to be the best fighter in order to protect his loved ones. He just needs to be strong enough. Sometimes good enough is good enough. Sure, it's a little sad to think about. Gohan spent his whole childhood putting in all this effort and training to become a strong fighter, only for him to drop that and move on to other things. But a lot of those fundamentals and morals stuck with him in his life, such as discipline and perseverance. Surely those concepts helped him in becoming a great scholar. Gohan's ability to let go of his childhood is very powerful, because it's a great sacrifice he has to make. Ironically, Gohan then has a daughter named Pan, kinda like Peter Pan, who refuses to grow up. And Pan means God of everything, which ties back to my point that children can be anything because they have so much potential. So guys, at the end of the day, don't be like Team Gohan. Don't just be potential. Become something you can be proud of and find yourself.
So, you mean you like short hair? On girls, Gohan?
Ugh.
Gohan is faced with the greatest danger to his life yet. Who can save him now?